wanted to bring in some other scientists on this. And those, in this case, indigenous peoples, traditional peoples in the Amazon. When I give talks to urban groups, I have people raise their hands, but is it real? Is it, you know, what, I have heard things that maybe this isn't right, maybe it's just some people looking for funding and so on. And when I talk with rural people, indigenous families, they know it, they've seen it, they're observing it, they're really concerned. And so we were giving a capacity building session on REDD, and then we asked them to write up what they've been observing. And this is what they found, that they've already seen. It's hot. The rivers and the streams and the lakes are drying up. It's getting, the drought is affecting their planting, pollution problems, and so on. They're making all these observations. They're just not publishing in Science, but it's the same story. So REDD Plus is only part of the solution. The forests, Amazon forests are on about an order of 100 billion tons of carbon, which is like roughly 10 years of anthropogenic emissions. If a significant fraction of this carbon is released, it makes stabilizing the composition of the atmosphere much more difficult. Okay, so we have forests, they're vulnerable, and their environmental services, which are not just carbon uptake, but also maintaining the water cycling in not only for South America, there's also known as teleconnections, which show that there are linkages between what happens in the Amazon and weather in other regions. Will make it more difficult. So we need to reduce as rapidly as possible carbon emissions from fossil fuels. We also need to do better on early warning systems for climate perturbations. This is the situation from the Columbia University's Center for Climate. It missed by 2,000 kilometers the site of the drought in 2005. I put this up because there's a lot of research that needs to be done. Two, because Sepetec didn't even predict the drought in 6 months ahead of time. Acre is already involved in this effort of trying to improve it. Here's an example of one of their products working on short-term predictions. In conclusion, regional deforestation, the loss of transpiration services, and the global greenhouse gas accumulation are likely to act as steroids for natural climate variability, unless immediate actions are taken to change business as usual. At the same time, we're facing social vulnerability increasing. REDD Plus is essential to reduce carbon emissions from deforestation, minimize carbon loss from forest fires in southwestern Amazon. Part of the project is trying to work on controlling ignition sources. It'll be much cheaper to try to avoid anthropogenic climate change than trying to repair its impacts, especially for tropical forests and their regional societies.